From dating to relationships, from dating to relationships, from sex to love, from Christianity to politics, from darkness to light, you have now entered into the real zone. Welcome to Conversations with Trent, where no topic of conversation is safe from discussion. Now, here he is, Mr. Epic himself, Trent Williams.
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, beautiful people? Welcome to another conversation with Trent and his beautiful friends. We're talking about fair weather friends today. We're talking about fair weather friends. Actually, the topic comes from a conversation I was having with Shannon a couple of weeks ago, talking about fair weather friends. You know how when they're around when things are grand and going well, and boom, just like that, when something tragically happens, they magically fade away. So we're gonna get it down. We're actually Coach Dee is pulling up the rear here, but these guys will be here in a few moments here. We'll bring Shannon in one quick sec. Hey, what's going on?
Hello, happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday, happy Sunday, happy Sunday. I see someone's traveling.
I am. It's been a long day, but I am settled for the night.
Good stuff. Duty calls, work calls. So good stuff.
Yes, it does.
Before
Anyway,
we
so
get
what
started,
wait a minute. What are we talking? We talking about friends, the fair weather friends?
fair weather friends. Okay. Remember the conversation we were having a few weeks ago?
Yeah, I think. Yes, I do.
Yeah. We was talking about fair weather friends, and then I got to thinking about the people that used to be around me, and including family members as well. So,
family too, huh?
So-called friends and so-called family members. You know what I'm saying? When everything was on and popping, everybody was around. But boom, magically like that. Once the wheelchair became my friend, everybody disappeared. All dependents took flight. So I got to thinking about that, man. Thinking about that on this journey, right? 5 years, man. 5 years, I've learned more about people and life itself in my entire lifetime. A huge lesson, man. When we talk about fair weather friends, man, you'd be quite surprised how many people are truly just fair weather friends. You know what I'm saying? I got a whole different set of friends now. From you, Dee's always been there. Tammy's always been there. Friends at the gym and whatnot. All that stuff. I got to thinking after I had that conversation with you. I'm like, damn, I had a whole bunch of fake motherfuckers around me.
Dang.
I just got to be honest about it. Former business partners, all those folks, man. And nope, my phone wasn't ringing. Once the wheelchair became my friend, my phone was not ringing. Thank God for my ex-girlfriend. I was still kind of on good terms with her at some point. It was okay, but she stepped in and she did, she really looked out, man, in my time of need. I couldn't wipe myself, and I'm actually going to share a video that you and I did. We talked about the recovery, a podcast last year sometime. So give those folks some content and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? So let's go to that video real quick. Get you time to put your hair and makeup on. Wink, wink, nod, nod.
This what you see is what you get tonight. I'm so sorry for anybody who's got a problem with it. This is it.
All to the good. But we're gonna give them some content real quick. Pull this up. This one here is called Context. This one right here is called what do we call this thing here?
What video are you using? What clip are you using?
I just titled it Supportive Friends. So it's a podcast we did last year on the recovery book when I first released it. So
okay.
Yeah. So we'll be right back, folks. Give you guys some content on this topic for the night. One sec. Paralyzed. So I had nobody. I had nobody to look after me and take care of me. And thank God I was still on, decent terms with my ex-girlfriend. And she took care of me, but I had nobody to go to. And that's what it's more important. I talk about that in the book as well. Talking about the importance of support, a loving support system. A lot of people don't realize that, support goes a long way. It doesn't have to mean monetary things. Everything was good with me monetary wise, but support, having someone there to say, hey, I'm here for you. When you can't get up and go to the bathroom yourself, when you can't feed yourself, when you can't bathe yourself, that's very important to have somebody there, somebody loving, taking care of you until you can do it yourself. Yeah, that was a very emotional. I was looking back at that after we had that conversation, looking for a clip. That was a very emotional podcast for me because it took me back to a time when I couldn't even feed myself, bathe myself, partially blind and whatnot. And you turn around and everybody's gone. You know what I'm saying? So that's very important when you talk about supportive systems. A lot of people really don't know what support means. You automatically go to monetary things. I was good monetary wise. Insurance, everything was good. But all I needed was someone to say, hey, Trent, you okay? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey, can I come over and see you? So when the phone started ringing once you and I start hanging out and whatnot, and they see me, moving around a little bit, but they didn't know that I had somebody else in my ear. You was in my ear constantly, man, talking to me.
Oh yeah, you had some interest. I mean, some of the folks you had around were kind of interesting to say
Exactly.
to say nicely.
Exactly. Even the nurse I hired, Shannon came and then, she encouraged me to get rid of her and fire her, man, because she
Wait a minute. Don't be having nobody looking for me.
But she know what she did. Come on, she know what she did. So, what I'm saying, stealing time and all that stuff and whatnot. But when you're in a desolate place like that, you tend to make bad decisions, which I made some bad decisions on because I was just trying to cling to something, cling to someone. I was trying to cling to someone, just to be there. You know what I'm saying? And that was detrimental for me. Very detrimental.
Yeah, I think oh, hey, Alvin, welcome, Gentle Giant. He says,
what
so
up,
where,
Slash?
oh, okay, hold on. I'm gonna read his question. He says, so where was I? You want to answer where Gentle Giant was?
I definitely will answer him. He was there. He would come to my girlfriend's house and feed me every morning. Were you not? He was there. He would come to my girlfriend's house, feed me every morning, take my blood pressure because it was touch and go for me for a minute.
Okay. So is this the immediate, like right after the release from the hospital or the clinic, the center?
Actually, my ex-girlfriend called Alvin on the phone. He saw me in that condition on the floor, couldn't move my limbs. Yeah. But everybody else wasn't there as far as family wise. He was the only one there. He would come by, feed me in the morning because she's a nurse. She still had to get to work. She still had to work. So she would leave the key for him under the door.
Look at Gentle Giant being a little nurse in training.
Yeah, I was still looking for the sexy nurse, you know what I'm saying? But he brought his ass in there every day, feed me and all that stuff.
Dare I ask where the other one was?
That's another story for another topic.
Is that a fair weather family edition?
Yeah. So, yeah. Well, yeah, and in all honesty, when tragedy strikes and debts in the family happen, people take debts a little different, and he took it a little different. True. Alvin took it more different than he did because Alvin clung to me because he was losing everybody as well. So
Mm.
so everybody handled death a little different. So we had a little drama, as every family does. But we're perfectly fine now. You wouldn't see that banner back then. We wasn't.
I know. I do want my
Yeah.
props though, because who was always encouraging you to like, it's your only family. You need you.
You definitely
Yes.
did.
Thank you.
Definitely
Thank
did.
you.
You definitely did.
That would be
You
me.
definitely
You're welcome,
did.
Alvin. You're welcome.
That's funny. That's funny. Let's bring Coach. I see Coach D in the studio. Let's bring her in. What's that? Hey, hey, hey.
Hey there.
Hey, Coach D. Happy Sunday.
Happy
How's it
Sunday to
going?
you
How's it
too.
going? So
How's
yeah, we're
Mr.
talking
Trent?
about.
No, wait.
We're
I gotta
talking.
ask about Miss
Oh yeah,
Ruby.
we're talking about friendship, all right.
Wait, hold on. But
You,
before you get into the friendship part, because I already see it. It looks like you already coming in hot with him. But how's Miss
What
mhm.
Ruby?
happened?
How is Miss Ruby?
Miss Ruby is adorable. She's 8 pounds. She just gained a couple more ounces. I just just weighed her this morning. She's 8.5 pounds now. So she's in a growth spurt. So she's gaining like 4 ounces every 3 days or so.
Oh, I saw
But
some videos today. I was like, oh, look how adorable she is.
the neighbor finally met her. She's like, I've been trying to get over. So we were outside. She's like, she's so soft. So she enjoyed her little visit with the neighbor and everything. So
Yeah, well, speaking of animals, before I let Dee get in on me on this thing here, I don't know what she's saying, folks. So we're completely transparent. As you see, my brother made sure that I recognized him. So we're completely transparent. So Dee's gonna get in here, get his transparency in as well. But Shann, I got beef with you right now.
Why?
For that box of stuff that you
for
knew
Kobe.
Kobe was gonna destroy. First of all, ladies and gentlemen, she knows, just like Alvin knows, Torrent knows, he loves stuffed animals.
Yes.
And he literally devours them on site. So Shannon ships this box of stuff to the house. And the majority of it was, they had some treats in there. And one hard toy, one. The rest was stuffed animals. 20 minutes. 20 minutes. So I had to box it up and put it in the closet. So as I'm going to the gym the next day, he goes to the closet thinking I'm gone. He goes to the closet. So I catch him in the closet. I said, don't you go in there. So he got stuffed animals he's going to play with, but only when I, get the energy to clean up right after him.
Yeah,
so thank you,
I didn't know that thing.
Kobe,
You're
Kobe
welcome.
enjoys it. Kobe enjoys it, but I don't like it at all.
Yeah, that's the whole point. It's for the child. It's for Kobe.
Straight petty. Okay, let's get to it. Let's get to it. So D, what's your gripe with me? What's going on?
So, it's more than a gripe, sir, because you and Mr. Mark put a target on my back.
Oh,
right.
What happened?
In this day and age, on your podcast, you cannot continually call me Canadian. I'm an American citizen living in the U.S.
I didn't call you Canadian.
ISIS just showing up at people's houses, sir. I ain't fucking playing. I'm not playing.
Call you,
Mark called me Canadian. You didn't correct him. I watched the show. Right?
Did you?
So we can't be doing that. Okay. Because you put a target on my back. You put Xavier in danger, and I don't play but Xavier. So don't do that anymore. Secondly, since you guys want to disparage my character, the reason I asked you to not use fellatio is because of our audience. And because I bring numbers, we're ready. 21% of Americans are functionally illiterate. 54% can't read that beyond that of an 11-year-old.
Okay.
And 57% of Americans have no education past high school. And we are streaming in how many countries? Yeah. Those countries do not have that term in their language.
Right.
So we want to make sure that we use the smaller words that are easily translatable by people who do not speak English as a first language.
But blowjob and head is universal.
Exactly.
Wow.
I love it. Thank you.
If you two want to disparage my character, you better make sure you bring me on there so I can defend why I asked you to do that.
Well, I'll have you on the
No, I don't.
prime time conversation.
No, because you guys are nonsense. I don't
Wow.
want to get involved in that.
Oh, he already knows. He already knows I'm coming. They was talking.
like,
They was
wow.
talking mad crap last week.
It's as a life coach, I don't even know. I'm just like, I just turned it off. I'm like, I can't believe he's saying stuff like this.
I didn't say. What did I say? What did I say?
Sir.
Okay.
The only
go ahead. I'm sorry.
And I said, because the disrespect was public, that's why the apology has to be public as well.
We're waiting.
I apologize, Dion. I apologize.
Because I'm serious with the Canadian thing, man. It's dangerous. We can't be doing that.
I got you, and I apologize for that.
Okay. All right.
I got you. Ladies and gentlemen, we're completely transparent here. My brother just called me out, and D, in one night. I'm batting 1,000 here.
Listen.
Well, the night is young. Let's see what I can come up with. Keep going.
We got time. That's what friendship's about, though, man. You know, if you mess up, then you should be expect your friends to call you out.
Exactly. I knew it was gonna come at some point. I knew it was gonna come. So, but it's all good. It's definitely all good. So we're talking about the fair weather friend, man. It got me, like I said in the opening, got me to thinking about fair weather friends. Once I come up out of the wheelchair, phone started ringing, and everybody want to have a conversation now.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to have a conversation. That's what fair weather friends are. You know what I'm saying? They're around with the good times, and
illness is a tricky one, though, because there's a lot of emotion behind it, and it's not necessarily. It may not have anything to do with your friendship. It may solely be on the person's reaction, or in some cases, trauma with hospital. Because within the Black community, we know there's a lot of medical trauma. Right. So there's a lot of things going on. It depends on what the person has experienced in their lives. But you know who the fair weather friends are. You don't have to get sick to know who they are.
Right?
And I get that. I get that. But a lot of people. I'm talking about the people who use that as excuse. Well, you know how I can't deal with certain things, and you know what I'm saying, like use excuses on. And I'm not talking about monetary support. I'm talking about pick up the phone and say, "Hey, you okay? Everything's okay? You know what I'm saying? Let me stop by and see you." Because as you guys knew, it was tragedy after tragedy with me.
Yeah. Here's the thing, though. If you have neurodivergent friends, a lot of neurodivergent have what's called object permanence. Object permanence translates to people permanence, where if it's not seen, they forget about it until it's seen again. Right?
I get it. Yeah,
so there's a lot of things going on. Like fair weather friends, you know who they are. You don't have to get sick. You don't all that stuff. I have friends who I don't call, but as soon as I pick up the phone, it's like we talked yesterday. Because I have people permanence because I have ADHD. So it's the same thing with object permanence. I have like boxes where I stack stuff that I forget about. So I'll like buy something again because I forgot I owned it already.
Oh my God, I do that all the time, and I have like 2 and 3 of the same thing.
Yeah, it's the ADHD tax.
Wait a minute.
I give you guys an example.
Okay, sorry.
I give you guys an example on D and I's friendship. I was actually challenged by Shannon, who was on the podcast before D, to bring on an ex. And
I don't remember that challenge. You keep saying this, but I gotta pull it up.
I gotta pull it up. I
mean, go ahead, but I mean, I could be wrong. I just don't remember.
Ladies and gentlemen. So she challenged me and said that I guarantee you can't get an ex to come on the show. I said, not only can I get one on, but I can get one of the co-hosts. So I called D up out of the blue, and I'm saying that to say this. I called her up out of the blue. What's up? And we just picked up. After I figured out that I didn't do anything wrong, she ghosted me.
God, man. Yes, I ghosted you. I was toxic.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
There you go.
Oh, God. Okay.
There you go. But, but it's all good. But that fair weather thing, man, it's very important, man, for people when you're going through a tumultuous time or any type of situation. You have to know who you're surrounded with. You have to know who's around you. It's
Yeah.
very imperative, very, very, very important to know who's around you, because once my plane crash came down, I looked around, my friends were gone.
But were they really friends?
There you go. There you go. They were gone. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you gotta be very, very, very mindful of that. And I'd be the first one to say that I wasn't mindful of that. I wasn't mindful.
Have any of them tried circling back?
Of course. Once they started seeing the bounce back. Of course.
Yeah.
I don't pick up though. I don't pick up. I'm notorious for not answering the phone. So I don't pick up. So, these days it's just me, Al, Sal, and Brandy, and Torrance. And I'm good with that.
I'm side-eyeing you right now.
What are you talking about? Don't do that. Don't be petty today. Don't be petty today. But go ahead, Dee. So tell me, let's talk about the ones who. Where's the trauma? You mentioned trauma. Where's the trauma in that? Can you hop around it for a second?
There could be trauma in as a child losing a parent early.
Right.
And trauma that's happened to them. Maybe they've been ill. Maybe they've been misdiagnosed. There's lots of stuff that could go on in the background. But the thing is people will use it as an excuse when they should be getting therapy and dealing with it and growing from it.
Exactly.
Right. But here's the thing I always said: never lend money if you can't afford to lose it.
That's right.
Because those friends will instantly forget that they owe you money and move on
and disappear.
Right? And there's people who are givers and the people who are takers, right? And you want to surround yourself with more givers than takers. So
exactly. I got to be honest. I got to be honest. As you guys know, my mouth is very bad, and when I say stuff, I mean I just call it how it is. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? If you weren't there, I'm gonna call you out and say you weren't there.
Yeah.
I can still love you tomorrow, but I'm gonna call you out today. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know why they weren't there. I don't know why they didn't try and pick up the phone, but they know who they are. But I'm gonna call it for what it is, and that's what it is.
But did they know exactly what was going on with you?
Hell
Because
yeah.
you know how we in the Black community talk about just a little medical instant.
Yeah, but how did they know what specifically was going on with you?
What do you mean? Tell me what you
like.
mean?
How did they? You said, well, she asked, did they know what was going on? And you said, hell yeah. Well, how do you know that they really knew what was going on?
My mother died. It was very known. We're known in this town. We're well known in this town. Greg died unexpectedly.
We got that part. We're talking about the part, but that all happened before
6 months after she died. 6 months after she died, this happened to me. So
right,
it was
but
boom,
we're
boom, boom,
talking
boom,
about
boom.
but are we talking about people not being there during your time of loss, or are we talking about people not being there when you were going through your medical issue?
It was both.
Okay, but you say you're well known,
right?
That doesn't mean people know anything.
I get what you're saying, but I'm talking about friends who know friends are connected to me, who know exactly what took place in my life. I'm talking about friends. So I'm not giving anybody a pass, so that's not going to happen tonight.
Oh no, I'm not getting anybody passes. I'm just trying to get information to figure out how they would know, because people live in bubbles.
At this point, I wasn't even interested in figuring out, well, how would they know or not? I mean,
but you just made that statement.
But you just made that statement. Well, we're not going.
Let's move that statement.
Let's move
Hold on.
along.
You just made that statement, and you're making a judgment call on somebody's action based off that statement you said where they should have known. So
I said.
I'm like, Dee, I'm trying to. It's not about you because you don't actually have a valid answer. It's I said what I said. Is that where we're going with this?
It's not that. It's not that. It's not that. I mean, I'm not gonna go. I can't go back and. Well, damn. How would they have?
It's not about asking you to go back. You made a statement and said we're well known that basically people knew what was going on. Well, how would they know how do you really know that they knew what was going on?
I don't.
Okay, so then you're making an all-encompassing factual statement based on something that you're assuming, and we all know that when you assume,
Again, if I didn't hear from them, there's no need to call me now.
Okay. Well, I mean, keep that same energy when the crazies be coming around that you be talking about.
See, you know what? Shannon's used that to open that door on what she know I don't want her to talk about.
We don't have to talk about it in detail, but it's kind of like those things where you make certain statements about I'm not doing this and I'm not doing that, but you have
we know of that crazy situation.
Hold on. You have entertained certain things until things get pointed out to you, like, sir,
this one was
what's going on here? Where was they at?
Yeah.
So you're the one always up here talking about your condition. So we just trying to look out for you to make sure you're not being taken advantage of as an old cripple, since you want to throw the condition up there all the time.
I didn't say anything about a condition tonight.
Oh my God. You know what? Okay.
Did I say anything about that?
Next time we just gonna let them suck the life out of you and suck. Yeah.
Don't try to save them, Shannon.
No, and not in a good. And we're not talking about sucking the life out of you in a good way.
Ladies and gentlemen, she's definitely going to do that. She will definitely not just sit by and sit stagnant and see someone taking advantage. She's not going to sit by and be quiet.
No, you be liking to be a little hypocritical at times and be forgetting certain
things
that you do and say.
Sometimes, because I know what you want to talk about with that other situation.
I'm not saying I want to talk about that. I don't need to talk about it. I'm not saying I want to talk about it. I'm just making a statement to remind you that what you're saying may not necessarily be completely factual.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, since she's talking it, let's just say what it is, right? I had a certain few people come in who asked were females that I didn't hear from during that wheelchair situation. And just show up out of nowhere. That's what she's talking about. That's what she's talking about. Let me drink some ginger juice.
Nobody asked you about that, but you shared it. I didn't ask you
Coach
about
Dee,
it.
continue with your trauma on that, please.
Sorry, Dee. Go ahead. Sorry, Coach Dee.
No, I'm good. Y'all, sometimes somebody needs a talking to.
Stop.
Is she already? I think we were both trying to figure out when you made that statement about people knew what was going on. Well, how did they know what was going on? Like, you assume that everybody,
I don't. At this point, I don't know.
I know you live in a small town where you feel like everybody know y'all like the damn Jacksons.
No, hold on. Let's hold on a second. Let's be clear. I went past the city limit line at 17. Let's not say small towns. Knock it off. Now I'm being petty.
Sir.
Really?
Sir. I need.
Yes, Shannon. Yes.
No.
Yes.
You don't live in a big major city.
I didn't say that. But don't say it like I'm this country boy or whatever it is.
I didn't say you were a country boy. I didn't say that.
Okay.
But you're putting it out there as if you were like the daggone Jacksons. You know, everybody know the Jackson family or whoever.
I said what I said, though.
I mean, you see, when you don't have an answer, it's I said what I said. Okay.
Because I don't care.
Obviously you do, but obviously you do.
You didn't care. We wouldn't be talking about it.
Conversation. That was from a conversation. That's where that topic comes. That had nothing to do with me. I started thinking about fair weather friends. Knock it off.
Well, why don't you talk about the fair weather friend you was thinking about then if you really want to be transparent?
But we're not going to get messy. Ladies and gentlemen, I think they're attacking. I think I'm being attacked because of the podcast on the primetime conversation with Slash. I think I'm being attacked.
What happened to Coach Dee?
I'm still here. There.
Oh, I'm about to say, did she shut us up?
No, I'm good. I'm just listening, man. I'm good.
She's just listening.
So
we knew it was going to be some GuMbOtAlk.
I do actually have a serious question though for Coach Dee in regards to the trauma. So I know from me, and I feel very bad about this. And you were speaking about trauma and when people go through certain, what, people may have gone through in their background and whatnot. So it's very hard for me to be in a space where other people are experiencing death to really like know how to be there for them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's like I kind of like withdraw. And it's not like I don't want to be, it's just very hard and very challenging. And I'm just wondering if it has to do with kind of like my own stuff that I have to deal with going through the grief process with my own family in such a short amount of time.
Here's the thing: your views on death, your experience with death, all make a difference. So if death has been very traumatic experiences, there's been like people have died unexpectedly at young ages, or accidents, or heaven forbid, people have been murdered. There's a lot of trauma involved with death there. Also, your views on death, right?
Right.
Some people have views that if you live a certain lifestyle, you're not going to heaven. There's no such thing as hell, but whatever. I'm of the view that none of us are getting out of this alive. So your time comes, your time comes. Right? So my view on death allows me to be more empathetic towards people than somebody who is afraid of death. Right? I was in the military. I was surrounded by death. Death doesn't scare me. When it happens, it happens. I'm not going to be around, so what do I care? Right? So, but that does not work for everybody. So you have to make sure that you have to think about what your views on death are and how you can approach talking to somebody who's experiencing and grieving, right? Sometimes you don't have to say anything and just listen and just tell them, I'm here for you.
And that's what I said in the open of the show.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I said in the open of the show. Monetary wise, I was straight. All I needed was, hey, I'm here for you. How you doing? All I needed was a how you doing. That was it. Hey, look, Ursula.
Hey, Ursula. Ursula said, well, hey, girl, where you at? Where you been?
She said, please get messy.
She said, please get messy.
Not tonight. I don't feel too petty. I don't feel too petty tonight.
Oh, Lord.
Okay.
Not tonight. That's good stuff, man. Real good stuff. Yeah, but man, like I said, man, go ahead, Shannon.
Oh, I wasn't saying anything. I think that was
me.
Coach Dee.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So, what brought this topic up for you?
Shannon and I were having a conversation. I forget who we were talking about, but we were talking about fair weather friends.
Right.
We were talking about fair weather friends, and got me to thinking. She was like, "Hey, that should be a topic. What about your friends? What about your friends?" And I got to thinking about how when I came back to the platform after all those years, Shannon encouraged me to do that. Somebody I did not know at that time. And we just became really great friends, and Tammy's always been a great friend of mine. I go out to Memphis. I used to do that annually, twice a year, speaking at her events over in Memphis. So she was always there, still continued to be there. So, it's got to thinking about how you guys have always been there. Like when I called you to co-host the podcast, you jump right in. No questions asked. You know what I'm saying? That's a friend. It's not a fair weather friend.
There we go.
I guess we got to put Mark in there, even though we may not really.
Oh, absolutely.
So
yeah, absolutely.
I guess he could be a friend.
But Slash has been a friend of mine for almost 40 years. So he's a real good friend. Never wavered at all. So, yeah. So that's, we just was having a conversation on friendships.
Okay.
And yeah, we just having a conversation on friendships.
Well, what I say, you are your 5 closest friends. So be careful of who is in your circle. And you can't outgrow friends. You can't outgrow friends, and you can tell them, hey, our friendship is not serving either of us anymore.
Exactly.
I mean, that all sounds good. You're right. And there are friends that I've outgrown. If I outgrow any other ones, I'm gonna need you to come and have the conversation to tell them that I've outgrown them, Coach Dee.
But here's the thing, though.
She's like, 1 second, I need you to talk to somebody.
But this is where conflict comes in, right? I like having transparent conversations, sometimes to the point where my friends are offended. But if you know me, you love me. And you know that this is just me. Love me for who I am. How many
Yeah,
times have I
sometimes
said
you say
something to
some
you,
messed up
D?
stuff, though.
How many times have I said that? Oh, I mean, come on, D. This has been what, 20 some odd years with you and I.
Yeah, and you still say messed up stuff.
I do.
You can say I love you and be honest. And I'm like, sir, you say some stuff that
I
you
got a
deserve a
bad
slap in the
mouth.
back of the head for.
I definitely have a bad mouth, but as as far as with friendships,
Mm.
this is where in my opinion, this is where we come up with with conflict when one is being transparent, the other is not, or is not ready to be transparent.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If they're not ready to be transparent, but I still love you, but I'm gonna tell you that with love. I got a harsh way of saying things,
There's a
and to
side
be
hustle I
honest,
can start. For $9.99, I will dump your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your
Right.
friend, your aunt, your uncle.
that is
Ooh, that is a
hilarious.
good. That would be a good side hustle. We just
Right.
we'll do a FaceTime call. Be like, hold the line 1 sec. Hold on 1 second. I gotta
Right.
call somebody. Okay, here.
Exactly.
Coach
But
D, come on.
to add on to what I was just saying, if I'm saying something harsh,
Hmm.
tell me and say it like deep. And Shann, they will call me out right now.
Yeah.
Right now. Like I say stuff to my brothers all the time. Like, say, man, that shit ain't gonna fly. You know what I'm saying? Like I say it all the time. I'm more than sure I offend them
Do they
sometimes.
do they speak to you that way? Alvin, do you ever call him out on his stuff and like get harsh with him in conversation? Or is it one-sided? I want to know, Alvin, if you're still there.
Alvin, that Alvin, he doesn't have that personality. He's not harsh. He don't do harsh.
Okay, what
But
about
if he
the
gets
other one?
upset, yeah, we cuss each other out all the time. We do business together, so we cuss each other out all the time. All the time. But Alvin's more of a subtle type, tell you about yourself. He'll call me and say, that wasn't right? But he'll pull me to the side and say it. He won't say it in front of 1,000 people. Hey, that wasn't right? So he's more subtle with it. But Torrance, we'll just cuss each other out and be done with it and go about our business.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, it is very important to be able to speak transparently and truthfully. And you're right. You do say some messed up stuff at times, and you do say it the wrong way. Like I think that
I do.
you may have good intentions, or you do have good intentions. You just don't necessarily know how to deliver a message well all the time.
There you go. And I'll be the first one to agree with that. I'll be the first one to agree with that. That's just like something that just popped in my head real quick. I was speaking with my mentor a couple of weeks ago, who mentored me when I first signed my deal and went to Los Angeles, right? So on the first meeting, we wanted to do a remix and wanted to, remix and remaster the entire album. So I took offense to him saying that he could do better, as to saying that, it's okay, but I could do better. And I said it before even thinking about it. I said, well, you know what they say, an opinion is like assholes. Everybody has one. At 17, I told a grown ass man that sitting in his house in Marina Del Rey. I'm like, and he reminded me that when I talked to him a couple of weeks ago, I was like, yeah, that was kind of harsh, wasn't it? But sometimes it'll fly, and I don't think about it. You know what I'm saying? But it doesn't mean that I'm being malicious about it.
Right.
I'm being honest about it.
You don't intend to be malicious, but we need to remember that impact trumps intent.
Ooh.
I get it. That was deep. That was deep.
That was deep. Hold on. Hold the
deep.
line. I'm writing the note.
Because I've told people before, I'm like, if you run over somebody and go, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to run you over, you still ran them over. They're still hurting.
Right. Ursula, let's get to Ursula's comment. Let's see what she's talking.
So Ursula said everyone gets to find their own way to heal and forgive in their time. One of my friends hurt me really, really bad.
Yeah, she's right.
Yep.
I agree. I totally agree. Totally agree.
And everybody's healing journey is different, so don't assume that their journey will look like your journey.
And that's
And
true.
don't
And
assume that somebody's doing the work just because they say they're doing the work.
exactly. And I'll be transparent for a moment. I get frustrated with people who haven't done the work. I get frustrated and I say things, and when I get very frustrated, when I'm like, dang, you don't see that shit. And I should be more patient. I'm still a work in progress.
Yeah, hold on. Talk a little bit less right now. Hold on, I gotta read this comment. Ursula said, actually, Trent hurt me extremely bad by telling me he didn't wish me well, and that freaking hurt. Ooh, when did you do? Oh, okay. We need more time.
She went into a situation, and when she asked me, she said, well, friends supposed to wish each other well. I'm like, well, if I see the train wreck, I'm not gonna wish you well on the train wreck.
Yeah,
that's what I said. That's what I said. I saw the train wreck, and I may have said it.
How did you deliver that message, though?
Yeah, I told her certain things. I did, and I told her my words verbatimly was, that's just not gonna work, because I knew what was on the other side of that. So I did say that, and we had a conversation. We definitely had a conversation, and she didn't like it.
Look. Hey, Mark, welcome to the conversation. He up here being nosy. He don't put his eyes.
What up, Slash? What up, Slash?
Like he looking to see what's going on.
Oh,
he was talking about you.
That's funny. Yeah. So like I said, I have a tendency of saying things, especially when I care about you. I've said some shit. I've said some off the wall shit to you guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, this is if I feel very passionate about that, I'm just gonna say it and let it go.
I'm trying. Like you don't like you never said anything that like hurt. You've never said anything that hurt me into that, but you said some stuff that pissed me off that was just ignorant and asinine, and so that's when and it's just like you totally inappropriate to a sense. So that's when it's it goes left with me with you, and then the phone get blocked and or hang up and all that kind of stuff happens.
That's funny. But Earth's not care about it. She knows that. But we just
hold on. Ursula said a train wreck from dinner? ? What the freak?
Hey, Urs, you know what?
The pettiest. No. Let's go now.
She being petty in the comments. She being petty in the comments. She being petty in the comments.
We are here to help people heal. So let's dive a little deeper in here. Let's dig a little deeper.
Nah, we're not gonna do it. No, she's not talking about dinner with me. She's not talking about.
I'm very curious why you're trying to avoid it now.
Right.
I'm not trying to avoid it. If she want to talk about that, she can.
She's obviously wants to talk about it. She put it in the comments. So Ursula, please continue, because we want all parties here to heal and be whole and go forth and be better in the world.
The only thing I'm healing from is this paralyzation.
Lord, you need to heal from. You need to go sit on. You really need to go sit on somebody's couch some more.
Knock it off. Knock it off.
Therapy's not a 4-letter word.
Knock it off. As I drink my ginger juice here.
You're telling everybody else what to do.
Continue.
Put some Xanax in that or something.
Okay, so Mark said, Grand Rising melanated people, greetings, Princess Coach Dee, and Charlie, aka Shannon Bright, and Mr. Epic, aka Mr. Telephone Man. Why is it Shannon Bright? Oh, wait. Ursula said, if y'all ain't sending a link, don't do that. That's right. Send her a link. We got 15 minutes.
It's too late to send a link. We could do a part 2. If she's willing to come on and do a part 2, we could definitely do a part 2. It's too late to send a link.
All right, Ursula, you down for a part 2?
If she's willing, I'm willing to have her on.
We gonna do this. We gonna do this live for the world to see.
That's what adults do. We have adult conversations.
Dee, we might need to get us some like pay-per-view, like a subscription charge to watch.
I'm like, I don't usually drink, but this sounds like a wine conversation.
Mark said there's 3 sides to every story and many more sides to the drama.
Boom, boom,
Mark,
boom.
you owe me an apology too, sir. So don't even start.
Was he here at the beginning? Did he? I don't know if he was here.
No, he
at the
I don't
beginning.
think he was there.
No.
So he didn't hear you.
Right.
I don't think he
Yeah,
heard.
he can go back. He can go back
said.
and check the replay out. He'll see it. I'm more sure he'll apologize once he find out what happened. So if Urs want to come on for part 2 and have a conversation, I welcome that. It's all good.
We're
As I
three
said,
happy. We are 3 happy American citizens here, looking to be able to be helpful, to help folks heal and become whole.
As I said when I was bringing the podcast back after all those years of on hiatus, this is transparent, and the French, as Slash says, the French doors are open. I hide nothing at all. So we could have that conversation, an adult conversation.
There's plenty of times you say we don't want to talk about that.
Yeah, if it's certain things that if it comes up, pops up, let's discuss it first before I bring it up. Don't just bring it up. Don't just pop it up on me like that.
Oh, sir, you cannot have it both ways, because you pop stuff up on us all the time without letting us know what to expect, without us knowing what to expect. Guest speakers and all.
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
Can you stop? Why are you being messy?
I'm
you
not
got
being messy.
You got a little son over there in Florida today.
I am that little thing on your shoulder. You know, the little Jiminy Cricket thing here. Ursula said, hold on. Ursula said he need a coach so bad. I can't stand when people call themselves trying to help others, and the whole time they need darn help. Girl, Albert said, let's get ready to rumble.
Let's clear this up real quick since we want to have a conversation on it.
Mr. Epic keeps Kobe at his side like Nino Brown.
Absolutely. Let me respond to Ursula real quick. I haven't renewed those coaching licenses in years, and I brought Dee on as a resident coach. I'm not coaching nobody. I'm talking shit here every single week. Coach Dee is here. She's there for that. She's there for the coach, and I don't do that no more.
She said couch. C-O-U-C-H.
Couch. He need a couch so bad, meaning you need therapy so bad.
I don't need that.
You know what I always say? You know what I always say? If somebody said they don't need therapy, they need therapy.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean by it. You know what I'm saying?
She said, I gotta read that again. Ursula, he need a couch so bad.
I'm sitting on my.
Hold on. I gotta get this out. I can't stand when people, ninjas, call themselves trying to help others, and the whole time they know they need damn help. Now, what you got?
Actually, I'm on the couch. I'm in my ottoman right now, as you can see. I'm on the couch right now. I love yours. So we can have this. We can have.
She said couch, sofa, whatever you want to call it. You know what you need.
We can have this conversation. I welcome you to come on the conversation part 2, but we're not going to make the comments a little messy. But you know what? We can make it a little spicy.
Wait till next week.
It's going to be nice. It's going to be real good. I think Ursula really wanted to get this off her chest because she hasn't called me in months since we got into it. She hasn't called me in months. Yeah, she hasn't called.
Well, it sounds like you said something that impacted her immensely.
Right. So, the impact trumped the intention.
Exactly. And if I did, okay, and let's talk about it.
There's no if. If somebody says you hurt them, then you have hurt them. That's like you never apologize with an if.
Well, let's talk about it. We could talk about it. I'm open to it.
I feel like we got 10 minutes left in the show. I mean,
we're not doing that. Shann, no, I don't want to do that.
Oh, we need more than 10 minutes. Oh, yeah. We need more than 10 minutes.
That's what I'm saying.
She said therapy.
Look,
you need therapy.
Ladies and gentlemen.
She said therapy. Ugh.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me show you how transparent I am. I'm gonna not only am I gonna highlight her comments, but she's trolling me, and I know she's trolling me, and I love it. Let's bring it in. We should say therapy.
Not trolling.
Therapy.
She's calling you out.
Therapy. So, but you know, Dee, you know better than anybody else. I really don't.
I agree with her.
Knock it off.
I've told you that before.
First of all, just because I'm speaking, I'm telling somebody, I'm giving my opinion on something. Come on, man. We're not gonna do that. I said what I said.
No, I have told you
wait.
it had nothing to do with this, and I've told you needed therapy.
She got another comment, y'all. She says, and didn't, because you didn't wish me well on my dinner date. Okay,
I didn't. No, I didn't. I sure didn't. Because I warned you about some certain situation before. Now, do you want to go there?
Dee, we gonna have wine and popcorn next week.
Oh yeah.
So,
Yeah.
why are these ladies trying to put me on a couch somewhere? Make sure it's comfortable, because I got a bum shoulder. So if you're gonna put me on the couch, make sure it's comfy for me.
So you know how I always tell you to stop wearing shoes that you're not supposed to, stop lacing up shoes that you're not supposed to be wearing? That's one of the reasons I told you need therapy, because you take everything as if it's somebody's talking about you.
You know, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. I'll call you for a coaching session next week if you're available.
You can't afford me.
Next week if you're available.
I'll check my calendar. I'll see if I can pencil you in.
Thank you so much.
But here's the thing. No matter how healed you think you are, there's still room for improvement, because none of us are perfect. There's stuff constantly going on. I see it there. I talk to my doctor every Thursday night, like clockwork. Not this next week because he's on vacation, but like clockwork, because there's always stuff that you can talk about to get out in the air and figure stuff out.
Hey, say what you said. Say shit. Yeah, but I totally agree. I write about this stuff all the time. I be talking about myself all the time. So I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm not saying I'm sitting on a high panel of judges here, but if I got an opinion and if I say something that's factual and it's a friend that I love, I'm going to call it out and I'm going to say what I got to say and stand on it.
Is it a factual or is it a belief that you believe it's factual?
No, that was facts. That was complete facts.
Okay.
We'll talk. We'll bring Ursula on and we'll let Ursula talk about how factual that was, what I warned her about.
Oh, I can't wait.
It's gonna be good. This gonna be good.
This is gonna be real good.
Do you see Mark's comment? He said, "Friends, how many of us have
Houdini? That's what I'm talking about. But I honestly though, let's hover around. If I love you, I'm gonna tell you the truth. Let's hover around that. True friendships. We already know what fair weather friends are. Let's talk about true friendships.
I would agree with that. My best, like, she may not agree with everything I do. She'll tell me, and then she's gonna let me go on and still make my decision and move forward. But I also certain things are not delivered the way that you be delivering them sometimes. So.
Yeah, I'll agree to my delivery. I said it before. My delivery is always off sometimes. It do, especially when I'm passionate about my friends who I truly care about.
Yeah, I disagree with this statement though.
What'd she say? And one more thing, you always supposed to wish your friends well. Always. If your friends share some stuff in confidence, you say I don't agree with, but wish them well.
Hover around that, D. Why you disagree with that?
So here's the thing about friendship. If you're friends, your friends should trust your opinion. So I would never say I don't wish you well. That ain't coming out of my mouth, because I understand the impact of my words. So I want to make sure that if you're in a position, I would talk to you about, hey, this is what I see. This is the future outcomes I see. What is the situation that you want to avoid getting into? And I would coach them through it and talk to them about what is happening, what the ramifications are, and the red flags that I'm seeing. Because we don't always see the red flags, right? And people have a tendency, when you talk to them one-on-one and you give them that kind of information, sometimes they can step back and look at it, right? After I've told you all that, I'm like, listen, whatever happens, I'll be here when you need me.
There it is.
But it's not about saying, I would never use the words, I don't wish you well.
Well, here's the thing. Those words came out of her mouth. She said, you're not going to wish me well?
But hold on. Did you say that? Did you say I'm not going to, Ursula, did he say I'm not going to wish you well? Did you say that?
She said friends supposed to, this is the way the conversation went. She was like, well, friends supposed to wish their friends well. I said, not in this situation, because I see. I mean, I don't.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
I still don't agree.
I can't say that I agree with. I don't agree with that. If I see, it would be like with my child. If I saw my child getting ready to make them do something that was going to be harmful to them, and they're asking for, asking my advice on a situation, and I'm like, this is not going to work out, or that's this or that could happen. There's no way I'm going to, like, I'll say, but at the end of the day, it's your decision. You do what you want to do, but
Right.
I'm not going to wish them well. Like that part, Ursula, I do have to say, I wouldn't agree with you thinking that if you went to him, you obviously had some value, or you obviously thought there was some
That
value.
wouldn't mean I
Hold
wouldn't be
on,
honest with her.
Trent, you're talking over me. Stop, please.
Y'all getting
You
bold like monkeys.
so
All right.
so I'm thinking that you went to him in confidence for whatever it was you're asking him about, because you trusted it or valued his opinion and his advice. He didn't give you, it sounds like he didn't give you he didn't agree with or give you the advice that you wanted to hear. And you did, and he also didn't tell you that, but I hope it works out for you. In that sense, I don't think that it's fair to think that he or any other friend should tell you that something's going to work out when they really don't believe it. And I firmly believe if you're going to ask somebody for advice, you've got to be willing to hear, you've got to be willing to accept it and receive it, and then decide what you're going to act on from there. And you can't be mad at them for not agreeing with you. And, I'm not a person who surrounds myself with yes folks in my personal life or my business life. I always want somebody who's going to be there to balance and see the things that I may not see, the obstacles and the challenges that I may not see that are going to potentially hurt me or harm me. So, just I would just say kind of consider that a little bit.
We're definitely going to talk about that on part 2. And just to show you guys that I'm completely transparent, I'm highlighting all of her comments, so you guys that's viewing this can see this stuff.
Yeah, Mark said Princess Coach Dee ghosted him. Shanna left and went to Jam Rock. Earth got gone like that song from Ideal. And Ursula said, your passion runs too deep. That shit made me cry.
Okay.
Yeah, so obviously it was something with your delivery with the impact.
Yeah. Okay. And we'll have a conversation about that.
And it's 2-part, right? So the impact, but here's the thing: don't ask questions you don't want the answer to.
That part, yeah.
Bingo.
Right. So there's both sides there. So we gotta look into. I can't wait till next week.
This is gonna be good. Mark says some folks just want your blessing to crash out. Yeah.
That's deep. That's
yeah.
That's
I mean,
deep.
That's a very simple way to put it, but it's very powerful and true.
Yeah. But like I said, man, like not at this point, I'm talking to the viewers. This platform is straight transparency, accountability, and everything. So if I hurt her and she tell me I hurt her, come on and say it live, and we'll talk about it. We'll definitely talk about it. Again, I'm very passionate about my friends. I'm very passionate about the people that care about me, and I just sometimes I have a way with words. And as you guys know, I have a way with that pen. So, hey.
Ursula said, agree, okay, but wish you well.
No.
I mean, I feel like she's not going to move past that part.
Let's see if we can get a commitment out of it. Come on.
Are you committing to come on next week, Ursula? She says, always wish your friends well. Always, otherwise it's not really your true friend.
That's not true.
You don't wish your friends well to drive themselves into a wall. It just doesn't work that way. That's not a true friend.
At all. Now, what did she say? Okay.
That's what she said. Okay. Yeah, we read that. We read that one already.
Oh, gotcha. All right.
She says, I ain't asked. I told him. You didn't ask for his advice? You just told it. Are you saying you told him what you were going to do?
Here's the thing.
And then he gave out unsolicited advice or unsolicited opinion to you. Is that what happened?
It wasn't advice at all. I warned her of a situation that was ahead of her, and I had firsthand knowledge of the situation. And a true friend is going to say, "Hey, listen, that train wreck up the way. Don't mess with that." I had firsthand knowledge of that situation, and she knew I had firsthand knowledge. This is something that she knew I had.
Is that because it was a situation you had been in previously?
Nah,
Oh.
this is somebody that I knew that knew the person that she was getting ready to deal with. I had firsthand knowledge of that situation. That's where she's coming off at. That's what she's not saying. When I said facts in early on when she came on, I had facts. And I presented those facts to her, and she still proceeded. And she wanted me to wish her well and proceeding on what I just told her. I'm like, what are you doing?
Oh, she said she'll come next week.
That's what I'm talking about.
Because all this vagueness gets to me. I'm like,
Thank you.
It's about to be on and popping next week.
Look at Messy Maya up at the top over here. Look at Messy Maya.
Look, I'm gonna just mute my whole button and I'm just gonna drink my wine and eat my popcorn and just let it roll.
I'm gonna sip some tea.
Yeah, we're gonna work through this. We definitely gonna work through it. It's not a problem at all for me. We're gonna definitely work through it.
We're gonna do some live coaching.
There it is.
You have to be open to it, sir.
I'm always open. D.
You like how she threw that in there? We're gonna do some live coaching thing.
She talking to me.
Else and it's you.
Exactly. I know exactly what she was talking about.
Oh yeah.
Knew exactly what she was, and I know she's gonna come with the shit. So I'm ready. I'm definitely ready. And that's what true friends do. I'm more than sure she's gonna tell me about my mouth. I'm more she's gonna tell me about myself, which I welcome.
The numbers will be high next week because people love it when I call you out.
Absolutely.
She said yes, Shannon, yes, and you were condescending about it on multiple occasions. Okay, so she was okay. Thank you, Ursula. Appreciate. Okay, now she's giving us some more context.
Are we gonna need a bell for next week?
Yeah, bring the violin as well. Bring the bell and the violin. This is gonna be nice. This is gonna be very fun. This is gonna be some fun here. And as always, folks, you can always catch us on Apple Podcasts by subscribing to us.
That violin.
You can catch us on Apple Podcasts by subscribing to us, and get the unlimited GuMbOtAlk from Coach Dee, Shann, and myself. And you can actually catch the new podcast that I just created on the Taylor Kennedy platform, Conversation in Prime Time with Slash and a bunch of brothers. It's a safe space for brothers to have to speak freely and whatnot and all that stuff. So Conversations in Prime Time, Mondays at 7.
Two of you keep my name out of your mouths.
Thank you. Look,
we're gonna leave that alone.
Mark said, I'm going to put out the fire rather than letting it burn. I just might pull up next week also, ? We'll let you know whether or not we'll have you pulling up, sir. We'll let you know.
Hold on a second now. Just because I said that this was your podcast.
Hold up, sir.
I write the executive orders around here.
Hold up, sir. You be talking to yourself.
Knock it off now. Shannon, stop being messy.
That's okay, because I'm gonna pull up on Prime. Don't worry, I'll be pulling up on Prime Time tomorrow.
Okay. So like I said, you guys can catch us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Taylor Kennedy TV, at tayken.com. And also, for all your logistical needs, Black Lightning Trucking, contact them. 800-835-1968. Them brothers at it again. So yeah, man. So all good. Ursa, I appreciate you with the commentary and being so transparent and willing and open to talk about it, because I want to know where you've been for the past 6 months, because I haven't heard from you at all.
You heard her deep.
She told you you heard her, so
yeah.
Yeah, she did. Yeah.
Yep, you heard her deep. What are you guys talking about on Prime Time, on the Prime Time thing tomorrow, real quick?
I don't know. It's just maybe we'll talk about the safe space for men. You know what I'm saying? Like safe spaces for men.
Safe space for men where y'all bashing and talking crap as it pertains to women.
As always, folks.
If you're having healing conversations, then cool. But if you're acting like Kevin Samuels, then
No, we're not doing that. We're not doing it over there. We're not doing it over there. We're not doing that. As always, folks, you can catch us. Subscribe, folks. We're in 175 different countries and regions. And actually, I podcast to France weekly now on Thursday. So my plate is kind of full with the nutritious coach Catherine over in France every single Thursday live. That's at the 14 hour for the European audience and 7 a.m. here in the States.
All right. Well, I've got to hop off, sir. It's been a wonderful show. I'm looking forward.
Of course, because you're petty,
to the Rumble
petty.
next week. I'm not petty, but I'll see y'all next week.
Well, y'all can check out my TikTok, Coach Dee. Wednesday, I'm gonna put up the beginning of a boundaries course I'm gonna do for free on TikTok for everybody.
Ooh.
That's what I'm talking about.
So it'll be in short little spurts, so you can get a little bit at a time.
Give that handle again, that TikTok handle again.
It's Coach Dee Layler. CoachDeeLaylor.
Okay.
Exactly. She's a wonderful trauma coach, folks. She's a wonderful trauma coach. She's actually been coaching me since Kennedie was 3 or something like that, maybe.
Well, we got more work to do.
Yeah, I still got work to do.
Yeah.
Not my best client.
Whatever. Good stuff, man.
I gotta tell you, Xavier is taller than me now.
I saw you post.
Dude, you're 11. And I'm not short.
No, you're not short at all.
Jeez. All right. I gotta go get my large son ready for middle school, ready for school tomorrow.
So, folks, we truly appreciate all the support and whatnot. Subscribe. TakeKen.com is the spot. Catch us out on YouTube. Again, Apple Podcasts and Taylor Kennedy TV and Spotify. And actually, we'll be streaming on Amazon soon. So good stuff. We'll close out, Shannon. She's ready to go. Just close.
Good night. Yeah. Good night. I'll see you next week. Have a great one, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Black folk. I tell you. Be epic.
Conversations with Trent in conjunction with Taylor Kennedy Media and your radio network would like to thank you for calling in and listening to tonight's episode. We hope that tonight's conversation offended you just enough to turn your mirror inward to come back for more. So until next week's conversation, be epic.